guess you paid the price in the end for 2 avoidable goals again.
Yeah, let's get that balance right. And we're caught, we've given a goal away, we've given the ball away on the halfway line and left ourselves short. So it's getting that balance right that I've spoke about. Yes, you've got to have to score a goal and be a threat, but there was much more like it tonight. I was very, very pleased. On another day we could have won the match.
Right, good morning, and welcome back to another Angler's Diary page. Thanks for joining me. Something completely different today. Those of you that were kind enough to watch my previous video may recall that I said that as we're now fishing local to home, that one of the options I had was the Northumberland coast and sea fishing. Well, today we're going sea fishing, sort of. I've spent the last 2 or 3 weeks of the lockdown rescuing all my sea fishing gear from the loft above the garage and trying to sort it all out, re-spooled the reels, started to try and sort out the tackle box, but frankly that was a lost cause. I'd have been embarrassed to put that tackle box on camera, so I decided to treat myself to a nice new box and started tying rigs. Although, to be honest, I also took the easy option when it came to rigs, because one of my pike fishing pals put me on to a guy who calls himself Geordie Lures, who, in addition to making just about every kind of rubber lure you can think of, also ties up some very nice sea fishing rigs at a very sensible price. And so I took the easy option and ordered up a load of rigs from Geordie Lures. If you're interested, you can find him on Facebook. So why is it sort of sea fishing? Well, I decided rather than chuck myself in the deep end and go and clamber across some rocks or onto a beach somewhere, I would try the gear out in a slightly more user-friendly spot. And so I'm going to be fishing the tidal River Tyne. Where am I at the moment? Well, this is the Walker district of the west end of Newcastle, and they've gone in for some pretty vicious speed bumps along here, I have to say. Anyway, and I intend fishing what they call Walker Riverside. I'll spin you round, and then you can see where we're sort of going. Right, well, we're nearly here. I think. Yes. It's a long time since I've done this, and certainly a long time since I've been to this spot, but I think we've got it right. There is the mighty River Tyne. Looks very quiet. Right, well, we're here, and I'll be back to tell you what to explain what's going on once we get set up. us sort of fishing. This is, as I said earlier, Walker Riverside Park, and we're probably just 3/4 of a mile outside Newcastle city centre. Locally, this is known as the International Paint Stretch, which, for obvious reasons, bloody great international paints factory on the far bank. So yeah, we're fishing. I'm not sure whether the conditions are right for this, because as you can imagine, there's an enormous amount of fresh water been coming down the river with all the rain, and particularly the snow melt that we've got, as well as the odd dead tree and rubbish such as that, which may not work in our favour. But the air's fresh. This is the first local trip I've had since the lockdown started. It's very nice to be out. As I always say to you, if anything exciting happens, even modestly exciting, I'll be back. This will probably be another load of rubbish. Well, I think I'm feeding the crabs at the minute. No, nothing so far. Perhaps now's the time to rack up the odd excuse or two. Complete lack of any decent bait, I'm afraid. My pal rang round all the shops yesterday and nobody had any live bait, no rag, no lug. So I've had to resort to whatever was in the freezer, which in my case was some king prawns, a little bit of squid, and some of my mackerel pike baits being pressed into service, which even as a cocktail bait aren't the very best. So that's the main excuse I've got for so far not having caught anything. Time yet? Oh. Well, the tide's well turned now, and the river's beginning to empty out quite quickly. So I guess I've missed my chance, as they say. There's an awful lot more rubbish starting to appear. Just to see if you can see this. You certainly wouldn't want to get mixed up with that. There's a crab count as a blank saver. the logfish. River Tyne's famous for them, you know. Well, that's it for the day. One crab. Afraid that's a blank. Catch up with you on the way back home. Well, there we go. That was an enjoyable few hours, although I do have to say I felt quite out of my comfort zone. It's a long time since I've used that gear and done that sort of thing, and I think I'll need to do it a few more times before I get back into the swing of it properly. Good fun though, plenty of fresh air. Just being out the house is a treat. So I'll no doubt do it again, but as I was saying to my pal down there, we need to get some fresh bait. I mean, using whatever leftovers were in the freezer is all very well and good, but at the end of the day it dents your confidence before you've even started. So yeah, certainly we need to try and get a supply of fresh bait. Good fun though. If you've stuck with me through that, then I'm very grateful. Thank you very much. And hopefully there'll be another video along soon. So take care, look after yourselves, and see you soon, I hope.